I am so glad to have these two guys on the sofa because they know everything about everything we're going to talk about. Earl Fraley, committee member for the Joseph N. Green Lecture Series. How you doing?
Doing great, Bob.
And Alfonso Albert, committee member for the Joseph N. Green Lecture Series. I'm not sure who to talk about first. Joe Green, you guys, Paul Riddick, or the person who's coming to speak. Who should we talk about?
Well, let's talk about Father Joe Green.
You got it, man. He is a special man.
He really is. That's who the series is named after. We think he epitomizes all that both a statesman, an achiever, class, grace, dignity, high professionalism, a man of faith, well-balanced, and an outstanding attribute to his community. And Father Green's been that since I've been knowing him, and has represented his community well, community of faith well, and we think there's no better person to have this series named after.
A man of faith, a man of service, and a man with a strong wife.
Evelyn Green.
Yeah.
That's right.
You got to say that, too.
Yeah.
I remember we were working with Reverend Green. He was going to be doing the prayer for, I think it was the 20th anniversary of Waterside.
Sure.
And he would not start the program until he found his wife.
Absolutely.
That's a little inside.
Absolutely.
Now, how well did you know Reverend Green?
Oh, extremely well. I think, as Al indicated, he's been a mainstay in the community here in our city for a number of years now. And, of course, we all know that he served on city council and was our vice mayor. And we chose this venue, the Addicts Theater, to have this event on an annual basis, again, as a tribute to him. He was the motivation and the impetus behind taking what was a dilapidated theater and bringing it back to his regalness. And we thought it would be more than fitting not to just name this after him, but to use a venue that he pretty much championed to bring back to life.
Now, there's another gentleman that's kind of made this happen, and he's the reason you two are on the sofa, by the way, and that's Councilman Paul Riddick.
Indeed.
I mean, every year he's coming to me and says, you will get this on the show. Yes, sir, I will. And this year he said, I'm not coming on. Yeah. You two are.
Well, you know, we're very proud, first of all, of being involved in this whole process. We think that this program is an event that we are looking forward to growing into something very, very meaningful. We've been pleased with the results and the feedback we've gotten from the community from previous programs. And few people recognize this, but Mr. Riddick is not one to be out in the limelight. That's not his forte or his MO, if you will. But I think we do him a disservice if we don't acknowledge that this is his brainchild. He thought this up to not only honor Joe Green and what we see with the Addicts Theater, but to also bring notoriety to so many other folks who were natives of this area in this city who've gone on to achieve significantly in society. And he thought it would be a meaningful step if we could bring some of those folks back home and let them share their experiences, and hope that we might spur some other young folks who came from modest means like many of us did to go on to great things.
You know, that's the Paul Riddick that I know, is really looking through the eyes of our youth in building their character, supporting their character, so they can represent the future. So the idea that this is a forum for justice, and that's really kind of the mantra that both he and Reverend Green have lived, is about justice. So tell me about the speaker coming up.
Well, Elaine Jones, who is the former executive director and counsel for the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. And as you know, that's a very significant position with the NAACP whenever there is a suit brought forward and whenever there is a circumstance or a situation that demands that the NAACP get involved to bring justice to a circumstance or a situation. That position, that attorney, the Legal Defense Fund, that entity, that arm, if you will, of the NAACP is the entity that moves it forward, that rights the wrong, that presses the law, that sees that justice is done. And she's led that for, I guess, about 11 or 12 years before coming back. Before leaving there, she is from Norfolk, but she lives in New York now. But she is pleased also to be here, and we're pleased to have her. And several of our area judges and attorneys are excited about being here.
Well, and you bring up a vital point, both of you have, that the theme kind of in these talks all along have been people whose home and whose heart really is here. Kind of like what I said to Sky with our performers.
Absolutely.
You know, we've got such a rich crop of people and of worth that might venture off, but they always seem to come home, don't they?
Right. Well, you know, we're very, very pleased to tap into that resource, as you indicate, Bob. One of our focuses has been to try to identify folks whose roots are right here, who've gone on to achieve prominently in other arenas, and to bring them back and let them share their experiences. Our first speaker back in 2011 was a former Virginia Supreme Court Justice John Charles Thomas. And that kind of set the stage, if you will, for getting the legal community involved. And that set the tone for us talking about justice and fairness and equality going forward. We went from there. Our second program, we had William Spriggs, who was Undersecretary of State for the Undersecretary for the Department of Labor, and he was also the chief economist for the AFL-CIO. Again, a Norfolk native who went on to achieve. We've also had retired Major General Leo Williams, who was a Naval Academy graduate from Norfolk and was a former executive with the Ford Motor Company. All these folks had roots right here in our public school system and grew up, and we think we have only begun to scratch the surface, quite frankly, of the number of people that we could hopefully tap and bring back to get them to share their experiences.
Super. You know, I was going to have you guys talk about 5 minutes about yourselves, but we're out of time.
Not a problem.
And so, but I got to say, NRHA, awesome stuff. New director, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And then the viewers sitting there saying, I know him from someplace. Put a gavel in your hand, Planning Commission. You're doing an awesome job of being a good TV star with that, too.
Well, we hope we get the people's work done. That's
and if anybody wants to know what's going on in the city, check out our coverage of the Norfolk Planning Commission.
You got a point.
With Chair.
And we didn't see him on BET, so.
Hey, we want to hear from you, the viewer. Give us a holler at 664-6510. And as usual, it's a wonderful time to be in Norfolk just because of you and you and you. Thanks a lot.
Thank
you, Bob. Appreciate it.